This episode is sponsored in part by the Book Exchange, where Mountaineers go since 1934.
Recorded live in Morgantown, West by God, Virginia, and across the world, with your hosts, Kevin Jones, Deshaun Butler, John Flowers, and our lovely co-host, Ashley. This is the Final Fourcast podcast.
And welcome to another episode of the Final Fourcast with me, your host, JFlow41, real estate super agent to be soon this summer, I hope. Super phenomenal basketball player, loving husband, handsome man, John Flowers, JFlow. Got no one here with me today. Deshaun Butler does not care. Kevin Jones, he's out doing what Kevin Jones does, whatever rich shenanigan he's into this weekend. Ash, lovely co-host, out being lovely somewhere. I have no clue where she is. I have super producer Dave here with me.
Hello, Jonathan.
Who, I might add, did not want this episode to happen just because it's me by myself. Well, it's fine. It's cool. Welcome to the J-Flow Show.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
Just me, by myself, boogieing.
Be it early morning, late afternoon, or at midnight.
I don't know, you guys couldn't see my dance, so I was just doing it. I'm excited, man. Get to do the show by myself. Well, with Dave here, he won't say much though. Hopefully he can help me out a little bit.
Yeah, we're here, buddy. We're the only ones that are actually we care.
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Shout out to KC and the Sunshine Band though. Had no clue that guy was white.
Friends of the show.
No, he's not a friend of the show. I wish I got to know him though. He's the guy that just sung that song, Dave. Did you know that?
I'm aware now. I have been.
Did not know he was a white guy. There's a lot of songs out there that I think black guys sing, and they turn out to be white. Which isn't disappointing. It's just surprising to me sometimes, but it is what it is, man. That KC he's one of the baddest white men I ever heard do it before.
Who are the other bad white men that you know?
I don't know. That's a topic for another time. But yeah, this is what normally happens, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this is my role on the team, as it's always been since my freshman year. You know, KJ has the sniffles, so someone else has to step up. KJ's crying to coach, "Oh, I can't play. I'm sick. My stomach hurts." Where? Hugs. J-Flow, get the fuck in there. Make something happen. And that's what I do. You know, I come in, give people bloody noses, bloody lips. I get buckets, hitting threes, doing it all. Deshaun wasn't really bad at that. Deshaun didn't call out a lot. But when he did, when he was in foul trouble, J-Flow stepped up to the plate.
You're just so selfless that people don't respect that.
Yeah, man. That's the best thing about me. Now, Ash, we don't have beautiful Ash here. So who's stepping up to be the most beautiful person on the planet? Me. By myself. How many people voted that they wanted this show, Dave? I think it was 200 out of 200 votes.
Yeah.
We put the vote out last night.
I demand a recount, sir.
Well, what did the tweet say? The tweet was just, if you guys want a solo
Everybody on the show can't record this weekend except me. Y'all want a solo show from your boy J-Flow? And 84% of 145 people said, hell yeah. And 16% said, fug no.
And the voice of Motown was one of those people who said no. He was advocating for his boy Chuck Bryant to get on the show.
It was kind of weird because I was like, he knows that you know Truck, right? Like, you are aware of who Truck Bryan is.
Yeah. No one likes the voice of Motown for whatever reason. I don't know why. But that's a talk for a different time. So, you're stuck with me today. I won't keep you long, though. Breaking news for the wonderful people of West Virginia, who I do it for. We are doing the Best Virginia WVU Hoops Alumni Basketball Tour again. Yes, thank you, Dave. Super producer Dave has been working very hard behind the scenes to get this thing situated while I'm out of the country. It's been very difficult to just get everything together while you're out of the country. But once again, that's just who I am. You know, I step up. I try to make things happen.
You know, I'm still doing that while I'm also out of the country too. So, like, what's your excuse?
You just left out of the country, so you only been gone for what, a week?
10 days.
Yeah, so you wouldn't understand this overseas life yet. But we do it for the people of West Virginia, all the fans. And we are only doing 2 cities, though. That's what's bad about it. Last year we did 3. And this year we had to cut it down to 2 because of COVID. We want to minimize the risk of actually catching COVID.
That and secret behind the scenes stuff that you only get here. The TBT bumped up Charleston by a week, which kind of interrupted plans to do a 3rd place. But we think that the two games plus Charleston, plenty of coverage for the state. Where are we playing, John?
So, our 2 games will be held in Beckley at the Beckley Raleigh Convention Center, July 7th. At 7 o'clock, I presume. Right, Dave?
Yes.
So that's 1 game in Beckley, July 7th. Tickets will be on sale where?
BestVirginiaTBT.com.
So if you live in Beckley, in the Beckley area, that will be a big game. We played there last year. That was it was a lot of fun. It was a good turnout. Got to see the fans down there, which is always great. And then we hung out at some bar afterwards. So we'll probably be doing a lot of that stuff too. We'll let
of
you
course,
guys know.
it's the spiritual home of James Long and the Bearcats that he coaches.
Facts. So James Long will be coaching this team, this Best Virginia team, if you didn't know. And I'm sure we'll make him look good down in Beckley. So that is July 7th at the Raleigh Convention Center. And then we will be playing at Wheeling High School July 9th in Wheeling, West Virginia. This is our first time in Wheeling, so Chase Harler, home of Chase Harler. And Chase has been...
Yep.
What? Chase?
I was going to say who's been added, so...
Yeah, Dave, this is my show. It's on me. Anyways, Chase Harler has been working very hard to bring you a lot of entertainment in Wheeling, West Virginia that weekend. Dave, can we announce that yet? The weekend in Charleston?
I don't know the full details.
Fuck it. I'm saying we'll do it live. I'm saying it.
We can just say that we're doing a fun weekend in Wheeling. All the information on the website. I'll get it up.
Yeah, we're doing a fun weekend in Wheeling. That will be a weekend thing with Best Virginia. Chase has been planning on doing the game. We're doing the exhibition game. We're doing a camp for the kids the next day, I think, and a golf tournament also. So I know everyone likes to see me golf. I'm pretty good. You know, I think I shoot a 65. I'm not sure. But yeah, we're doing golfing, and I always like to teach the kids the things that I've learned on the basketball court. And that'll be a big camp, I think, with all of the Best Virginia players. So yeah, man, look out for that weekend. That will be in Wheeling, July 9th at Wheeling High School. The venue capacities will be determined by local and state health guidance. So, we might have to cut down on some of the tickets. So I suggest as soon as you see the tickets go out, you jump on that. So yeah, man.
I think it'll be fun because a lot of people want to see some live basketball again.
Yeah, especially in West Virginia. I mean, that's always been the goal of J Flow Entertainment, is just to bring the excitement and some form of entertainment to the people of West Virginia, because we don't get a lot of stuff like that. So yeah, we also added Chase Harler to the TBT Best Virginia basketball team. We had to do it. He is the hometown kid, West Virginia, homegrown from Wheeling, and we wanted to add him on the team and get him some experience in this tournament, man. I think it'll be a lot of fun for him, and I think a lot of people in West Virginia would like to see him play on that stage in Charleston at the Civic Center. So congrats to Chase for being on the team and helping us win the $1 million prize.
Chase is everywhere. He's also our unofficial 5th team member, really.
Yeah, I was going to invite him today, but I just wanted to do this show for myself, just to see how it went. What does Chase bring to the team? Chase is a sharpshooter. He's gotten a lot better since he left school as well. So he just brings he's really a specialist. So he's going to bring his shooting off the bench. He might not get a lot of playing time with the roster that we have. We still haven't announced everybody, right?
Two more.
If you love to show your WVU school spirit with the latest fashion and styles, and with a wide selection of WV merch, check out the Book Exchange at bookexchangewv.com or in store on the downtown and Evansdale campuses in Morgantown. Save 25% off your order with promo code BX4 Final Four.
So yeah, good. Shout out to Chase. In other news, I'm still here in France. Supposed to be home May 7th. I'm counting down the days until I can go home. This is becoming a drag. It's really messing up my mental health a little bit. If I'm being quite honest. My wife and daughter left May 7th when I was supposed to leave. They didn't want to stick it out with your boy. Well, Just didn't. Violet did, but Just wanted to go home. But yeah, man, it's been rough, man. Everything's starting to open back up a little bit though, so like the restaurants and stuff are open. But I haven't really been doing anything. I'm just ready to get out of here. And it's been tough, like seeing everybody back home, like KJ's home. Deshaun's been home, but it's just rough seeing everybody go out, and everybody is like in Vegas or Miami, Scottsdale, Arizona, and I'm just stuck here, and it really sucks.
What is it about Scottsdale that you love so much?
You wouldn't understand. Dave, have you been out yet?
Been out where?
Like out and about?
Yeah, I've been to a bar. I've been to some restaurants. I'm going out to a restaurant tomorrow and a brewery tomorrow as well. It's a bank holiday here in England, so.
Oh yeah, you're in England.
Gonna go see some friends.
What about in America? Did you go out in America before you left or not?
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. What's the vibe like out there in Morgantown?
I don't think it really ever changed for the students, but I think like the town's getting back to normal a little bit.
I had a feeling like people are gonna want to like do a lot more now. You know what I mean? As far as like people will be eager to go on trips and like go out and talk to people and do stuff.
Yeah, I think I think people have just been like cooped up and like uncertain for a while, but now we know the vaccines are super effective and cases are going down, and I think it's a good time to be outdoors.
But hopefully people know how to act now, you know? Like, hopefully they just don't go out there and start acting a fool, getting in fights.
Going to Arizona,
I don't see anything wrong with going to Arizona.
infecting the whole team.
I love Arizona. But, yeah, I've been watching the NBA playoffs, which has been crazy. Speaking of, like, people wanting to go out and stuff, like, they're allowing fans at the games now. And, Dave, I know you haven't watched any of the NBA playoffs, but I know that, like, the Knicks and Atlanta Hawks game has been crazy. Like, it's been jam-packed. Like, it's almost like COVID is over. Is COVID over, Dave?
No.
It didn't happen?
No.
That's what it looks like. Like, it just looks crazy. But I guess a lot of people are vaccinated, right? Like, do you know the percentage of people that are vaccinated in the States?
I think we just crossed like almost 60%, or I think it's like 50 to 60% fully vaccinated. And then they're hoping by July 4th that we'll hit 70%.
That's cool. But yeah, the NBA playoffs have been crazy. Like I was saying, I was watching the Atlanta Hawks and Knicks game, and a fan actually spit on one of the players. One of the guys that West Virginia fans hate the most. He went to, what is his name? Fuck. Trae Young. Fans spit on Trae Young during the game. This is what I'm saying. Like, people have been cooped up so long that they don't know how to act now. Like, why would anyone think it would be okay to spit on a player? And also in the playoffs, Russell Westbrook got into an altercation with a fan that poured popcorn on him when he was leaving the game. Yeah, it was a weird situation, Dave. I don't really know.
Why would you pour popcorn on someone?
People don't know how to act. Are people ready to be back in society?
I wonder if it's like we talked about last time with Jalen. Like, is it just sports bettors that are just pissed off, that are acting out? I have an NBA story. I think. I don't know. Wish I hadn't have said that because now it's embarrassing. I saw Chuck Bryant on the plane to Atlanta. I was rolling up in first class, sitting there, used my points.
We're paying you too much money here, Dave. You're buying first class tickets to
I bought an
London.
economy seat. I bought an economy seat, sir. And then I used my points to upgrade on the connection from Pittsburgh to Atlanta. And then I'm like, that looks a lot like Chuck Bryant. And, he walks by, and then I see Truck on the side of his face mask. So Truck has custom face masks. And I'm like, that's Chuck Bryant. He goes, Dave Ryan. And I'm like, okay, how you doing, buddy? And then he kept walking back into economy.
Ooh.
And I'm just up there chilling.
They're not paying you enough over there at the, what's the name of his podcast? Chuck Bryant.
The Chuck Bryant Show.
The Chuck Bryant Show, yeah. The J Flow Show is better than the Chuck Bryant Show, for sure. For sure. As you can see, our producers are flying first class.
But he was like, hey, what you doing? And then we got talking after we got back to the gate, and he says he's going to go hang with someone named Marshawn Brooks.
Shout out to Marshawn Brooks. I gave him, 28 points against Providence. That's the game I went ham on Providence.
I have no idea. Yeah, apparently he said he was from Providence, and when I told you guys the first time, Ash said he was a basketball player in China. But Truck introduced me to him as he played Providence and is a millionaire.
He is a millionaire. That is a fact.
And I'm just like, cool, awesome, good for you.
He is indeed a millionaire, though. Shout out to Marshawn Brooks, man. He is making a lot of money overseas. So shout out to him. He was in the NBA for a while as well. He's a very good player. People call him Lil Kobe, but I still cooked him in college. I will hang on to that story forever. Shout out to Chuck Bryant too, man, who is having a great time wherever he is at. He's on tour right now, I think. Have you watched his IG stories?
No.
He's having a great time. Great time. But
Yeah, that was my encounter with the Truck Bryant on an airplane.
yeah, man, I mean, it's not an NBA story, but but back to those stories, man. Like, I don't know what I would do or how I would react if a fan spit on me during the game. Like, I've been playing overseas for 10 years, and I had one little interaction with a fan, a older lady. She like hit me in the back of the head with a rolled up newspaper. But she was old, you know. I didn't really pay it no mind, you know. But if a fan spit on me in the game, it would be. How do you think I would react, Dave?
I think you'd give him a dead ass look and then go up and smack him.
A dead ass. But what's crazy is like people act like these players aren't supposed to react to this stuff. Like they act like players aren't human beings, and that's just crazy to me, though.
Isn't that like a crime to spit at someone during a pandemic like this?
I don't know. I have no clue. It should be, but I think that those fans got banned from going to games ever again in the NBA. So that's a good thing. In other news, Bill Gates. I don't know if we spoke about this or not, Dave. Dave keeps laughing. I don't know why he's laughing.
It's such an awkward monologue that you're trying to do.
He's laughing at my J Flow show stuff. I just don't like it. Bill Gates has been in the process of getting a divorce for 2 years, which is wild. If you don't know who Bill Gates is, he's one of the richest men in the world. And I saw a meme on IG the other day that I just thought was funny. Like, it named a bunch of rich people's I named a bunch of rich people who have gotten divorces over the years, and it said, like, if these guys can't keep their woman happy, then who can? And you know, it's not all about money. I mean, if you marry someone and it's all about money, then that'll probably happen. But women are definitely hard to please. I mean, Bill Gates has been married for 27 years, and he's the richest person in the world, and it didn't work out. Divorce after 27 years? Like, why?
He apparently had an affair and was friends with Jeffrey Epstein.
But he had an affair. They said that his wife knew of the affair. That's what I read. She was cool with it. So did she, like, change up? Like, I know this might not be true, but I read that she knew of this person and allowed Bill Gates to, like, go on, like, trips with her out of town whenever they first got married. Like, once a year they were able to go on a trip out of town, which is very cool of your wife. Jeffrey Epstein thing, I really don't know anything about, and I'd rather not touch that because that's kind of dangerous. Would you stop talking to me if I knew Jeffrey Epstein?
I severely question why you were going to Jeffrey Epstein's private sex island.
Is that where Bill Gates went?
He's like, yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I understand it. But apparently she walked away with $2.4 billion the day of their divorce. So kudos to her. All you single men out. What'd you say?
What you're saying is she has money to sponsor our TBT team.
She does. If I was single, I would definitely try to talk to her.
Yeah?
I mean, all you single men out there, I mean, you should just go shoot your shot. Why not? Get you a cougar. I've always liked cougars. Dave, you know that. You know, talk to your mom that one time.
Thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
But that just brings me to the topic of, like, the whole happy wife, happy life thing. If anyone knows, me and my wife were supposed to have our own little podcast thing going on. She just, I don't know. I blame her for it not happening. She doesn't want to do it. But there's, in America, I read a crazy stat. In America, over 50% of marriages end in divorce. which is okay to me. Like, I do believe in divorce. I do believe that if you're not happy, you should leave. You should do whatever makes you happy as a person. You know, because stress kills. You know, Dave's always stressed out. I tell him, you know, yo, take a break, relax. Because stress literally kills people. So if your husband or your wife is stressing you out and it won't stop, you should 1,000% just separate yourself from that situation before she literally kills you. And but of these, Dave's getting drunk right now. But of these divorces, 50% of divorces, 70% are initiated by the woman, which was another crazy stat to me. Like, that's one thing that I learned, like, while being married. It is very hard to know exactly what a woman wants. I've tried to understand some things my wife does, and it's just no point. Like, it's two different species, man. And there's no point of trying to understand women.
Is this why you guys still argue about the trash can?
Yeah, we argue about stupid stuff all the time. Dumb stuff. But I always say, like, if our biggest arguments are about me picking up my clothes or taking out the trash, then we'll be all right. I think we'll live. But I think women change over time. I mean, people change obviously over time just from growing up and learning different things. But I don't think it's okay for a woman to just change who she was from the point that you guys first met. You know what I mean? Or whoever you're dating, to just change. If you were a certain way and you were okay with your wife or your husband doing things before, you shouldn't change that up. I just think that's not fair to me. I asked a bunch of people before I got married why. I mean, not why, but what's it like being married and do you like it? And surprisingly, a bunch of people told me their marriage advice to me was don't get married, which was just weird. I'm like, what are you talking about? They said, like, oh, everything's gonna change. Everything's gonna change, blah, blah, blah. You'll see. I'm like, nah, not with me. You know what I'm saying? Not me, not Flo. But as I'm learning, man, it's just life. Things have changed. We had a kid, you know, have a beautiful baby girl. Jess she's changed a little bit. I won't say too much, but she has changed. Well, for example, this is marriage summed up to me. Just summed up. You know, I'm here in France by myself, chilling, bored, miss my wife. So, you know, feeling some kind of urges. I want to see my wife. I want to see her naked. I asked for the nudes. Yo, Jess, what's up? Yo, send, I'm horny, yo, what's up? Send the news over. She sends me a picture of our daughter. Just laughing, having a good time. Ruined my mood and everything that was going on. This is basically marriage summed up. Everything's not going to happen the way you expect it to happen. It's not going to happen the way you want all the time. But it's a beautiful thing. I guess we can talk more marriage with Jess maybe one of these days if the J Flow show continues. Well, Dave, I got nothing else, man.
What did you learn from this solo experience?
What did I learn from the solo experience? It was pretty difficult. I mean, just looking at you really hurt because you're not saying anything, but you're over here doing dumb shit in the side camera. So if you could turn your camera off next time, that would help a lot. Yeah, I probably sounded really stupid this episode, but y'all let me know. listeners at the Final Fourcast. How did I do today?
I think the key takeaway is we need everyone else.
No, we don't.
And I think it is.
You let the listeners decide that, Dave. You don't get to decide that.
But we also want them to come to our games July 7th and 9th. There will be a special wheeling weekend, July 9th through the 11th. We'll release more about that on our social this week. Congrats to Chase Harler for joining Best Virginia. And it should be a fun couple of games. And then we also have the Charleston Regional, which apparently tickets are going really quickly. So if you want to see Best Virginia play in the hometown of Charleston, of the state capital, tickets are at thetournament.com/West Virginia. And tickets for our July 7 and July 9 events will be at bestvirginiatbt.com.
Make sure you go get your tickets. And let me know what you thought about the J Flow show. Dave, we can go on tour with this thing. I think we can have a really good time.
Yeah, there'll be like tens of people ready for it.
I don't know why they hate on me. Like, I don't know why people don't want this to happen. But it's gonna happen. I'm inevitable. I'm J Flow. This has been another episode, well, the first episode of the J Flow Show. Please let me know your feedback at the Final Fourcast. Should be interesting. Hopefully, the people wanted it, Dave. The people wanted all 1,000 votes. They said they wanted the J Flow Show.
1,000 votes. You got 1,000 yes votes and 145 respondents. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Out of 145 no's? Yes. That is pretty good. I appreciate it. But, yeah. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. I will admit that. Dave, we had to do another tape because Dave was being a fucking asshole the first time. So I had to start over. Dave really wanted this to be the J Flow Show, just me, just talking by myself, which I don't think anyone does. I never even heard that before. Dave, have you heard one person do that?
Yeah.
Who?
Steve Allen, LBC, does his own show by himself.
Steve Allen, LBC. What does he do? Yeah. He does
he's an English talk show radio host, and it's just him.
Name someone American, Dave. Go. You can't. Shit's hard, man. Ash, shout out to Ash though. She told me that this shit's harder than what it is, but
she does like 3 hours a day.
But not by herself.
Mm-hmm. She's her own. She's on middays at WCLG.
Yeah, that was tough. I might not do it again, but I might.
Thanks for listening to the show. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Final Fourcast, or call us at 304-807-9098.